Hi, you guys. It's Sierra. What's up? Here is some new update on R. Kelly trial. Now, this is the month that he started his trial, and it's more and more and more allegations are coming against him. Wanda Pace all came up to the stand. Um, what really got me is the fact that he had this STD in 1994 in his early career. I had read up on that R. Kelly had herpes and was giving it to people knowing that he had it. The doctor said that, he got a treatment for it, got medicine for it. Sometimes he didn't come in to his doctor visits to give him medicine for the herpes. He was passing it on. So now you can go to jail for knowing that you have an STD and you passing it. And some other stuff. That New York's he in Brooklyn, locked up in New York. A man who worked for R. Kelly has illegally runner on Friday, third day R&B senior federal sex trafficking trial, telling the jury about the interactions with R. Kelly and the girls and the girlfriends and how under Rob's rules they had the permission to go do things. Between 2007 and 2009, Anthony worked for R. Kelly in his Chicago area home studio, carrying out such duties as answering the phone, pick up food guests, and driving them to the airport around town. So the thing is, people knew about this, you know what I'm saying, what R. Kelly was doing. And I think some of these mothers knew, and after the money stopped, people came out in the woodwork. He gave he has herpes. That's what they saying that R. Kelly has herpes, and he's affecting people on purpose. Uh, he has actually sexually abused some of these underage girls. Uh, R. Kelly, 50-year-old, faces federal charges in two states related to sexual abuse. He was held without bonds since his arrest in 2019. The long-term R&B singer faces a reckoning crazy charges in the U.S. District Court in New York with underage girls attending his concerts for them later sexual abuse. The trial began August 18th as expected to last several weeks. Army Star has charged in a federal in Chicago a longtime manager, Darrell McDaniel Milton, and June Brown to rig his 2008 child pornography trial. He got away with that. Reason why they got away with that because they hold it 6 years for that. That's why he got away with it. They waited 6 years to start that trial. But they said that when in his childhood, something really had happened to him. They said he's molesting boys. Some boys came out and said that he sexually abused them. They gonna kill R. Kelly Church, and when that man dies, his music sales gonna go up. They trying to assassinate this man's character. They already made him look bad. R. Kelly's trials, prosecutors call singer, prosecutors claims female abusers accusing mess of lies. He still denies that he didn't do this. Army's singer appeared in court Wednesday as openings statements we made in the case of Vadi of decades sexual abuse carried by, I believe, I Confide singer during the height of fame. 54-year-old born was strongly denied sexual with underage boys and girls who prosecutors say that united by members of his encourage the singer in his supports. Were both accused of involvement in allowed the abuse to occur. R. Kelly also faces a reckoning breaking federal news. He's doing some federal time. You all, there's just so much to read. What I'm hearing, and this is all on Google. Google. You can go off and go Google it, go see it. A lot of people gonna hate me for what I'm saying for this because I had got a lot of feedback from talking about this man, and what I'm saying. But we still gonna have ignorant people out here in this world, and I'm not gonna have those type of conversations with people like that because they sound stupid and ignorant about some of the stuff that he's doing. Some man told me maybe R. Kelly liking taking virginities. He don't want nobody that been fucked on. Now this is coming from a male perspective. Now y'all comment below how stupid that person sound, how stupidity that person sound. That man said. Straight to sound like a straight up pedophile. Straight up pedophile. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to abuse. Not only just he had sex with underage girls you are and boys you are. It's also he's giving out herpes. He's abusing, and we had to ask permission to do everything in his house. First witness R. Kelly's sex trafficking trial. He gave her herpes as a teen. For the first time in 13 years, a federal prosecutor in New York on Wednesday began laying out a sweeping case of multiple sex crime charges, including racketeering and trafficking of women and underage girls. The prosecution's first witness was Wanda Page. She was in the Survivor R. Kelly documentary. She took the stand in the afternoon and to testify that she had sex with R. Kelly when she was 16. Although she was first told him she was 19 and described a man who was controlling, and he told her what to wear, clothes to wear, and whether she could eat, use the bathroom, or call someone, and ordered to her to call him daddy. Page testified Kelly sometimes recorded their frequent sex sections, shooting with a cell phone or a camera or a tripod, and that he would later show recordings to her to point out where she could use improvement. It's a lot of reading, man. I'm overwhelmed. And this is all what's said in the trial of this whole trial. Page testified sometimes. This case is about a predator. That predator is a defendant said. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maria on of the three members prosecution team in her opening statement, but Kelly's lawyers scoffed at what she said it was in effort to paint Kelly as a mafia-like figure and warn juries that they have to shift all through lies from accusers with agendas to find the truth. Kelly has pleaded not guilty for all charges. On Wednesday, he sat at the defense table with his lawyers dressed in the gray suit and wearing glasses. He leaned back in the chair, appearing tyrannic and sometimes frowning. One of Kelly's four members of the defense team, Nicole Beaker, said in her opening that the prosecution was trying to set up R. Kelly as John Gotti figure, featuring late night New York mob boss. Whatever that is. Evidence will show that this is uncharacteristic, the Baker said, but we believe prosecution will be winning across blah, 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 blah. all what you heard and this. People are coming up and saying this. R. Kelly gave me herpes. I met him when I was 16. He not only had sex with underage girls. He sit up there and having sex with young boys, abusing them, telling them what they should eat, what they should wear, where they should go, all of that. But people say free R. Kelly though. Go ahead and free him. First witness testifies at R. Kelly reckoning trial in New York. R. Kelly's trial is a reckoning charges on underways in New York, with the first witness taking the stand. Yesterday, the testifier was abused by a teen. A 50-year-old selling artist is also facing other criminal charges at CBS News. I'm not gonna read all that shit. Got something in my teeth. But you all, this is getting sad for R. Kelly's mess ups. He was doing this shit in the early 1994. He had herpes.
Predator who dominated and controlled underage girls. The 54-year-old R&B singer's racketeering trial got underway in New York yesterday. It's just one of the criminal cases he's facing. Joining us now for more on this is Jerika Duncan. Jerika, good morning. One of R. Kelly's accusers testified yesterday. Can you tell us who she is and what the prosecution is trying to prove by having her speak?
Well, this case is really all about sex crimes. It's about conducting an enterprise, as prosecutors say, and they're hoping to show a pattern. They're showing witnesses. They want to bring forth witnesses that will talk to them, like Joronda Pace, about their experiences with R. Kelly. The defense, on the other hand, is trying to poke holes in the testimony early on, even in their opening arguments, saying, show me the proof. Where is the proof? But going back to Joronda Pace, she was someone that was also interviewed for that documentary that appeared on Lifetime, Surviving R. Kelly. The same story that she told in that documentary is the same one that she told jurors yesterday, that she was 14 when she was outside during R. Kelly's first trial that you might recall, when he was indicted on child pornography and later acquitted in 2008. She talked about going to that trial, attending it as a supporter, as a fan, and then later meeting him and actually having interaction with him when she was 16 years old. She said that R. Kelly took her virginity, that she did tell the singer that she was older than 16 at the time that she was 19 years old, but then later told him after they had sex, she said that she was only 16, and that his response, according to her, was continue to say that you're 19 and act like you're 21. So right there, you're setting up the case for someone who knew that a person was underage and continued to have sex with them. But again, the bigger picture in this case is that they're saying R. Kelly led an enterprise. They're using RICO statute, the similar things that they would use for a mob or a gang, but they're saying that he led people, his associates, managers, to direct them to do different things and transport women over state lines for the purpose of having sex with them.
Yeah, that racketeering charge and that alleged the way that they say that he created this criminal enterprise. Definitely something that we've been hearing about from the prosecution. But regarding the defense opening and their opening argument yesterday, what case did they make to jurors? You mentioned that they're trying to poke holes. What kind of holes did they try and create?
The defense, interestingly enough, went for about 2 hours, and there were a number of times where the judge had to stop in the middle of her argument. Nicole Plain-Becker, who's arguing on the defense of R. Kelly, and basically reminded her that she is to present the jurors with what evidence she can expect, or what evidence they can expect to hear, and pretty much give her argument as to why she does not believe that this evidence will hold. Instead, there were times where she said to the jurors, how can you lead the enterprise and be the enterprise? And the judge stopped her and said, wait, 27, and someone within his camp was able to get a fake marriage license, or fake ID, excuse me, to say that Aaliyah was actually 18 at the time that she was 15. And for the first time, we also learned that I hadn't heard that the reason behind getting married was the prosecutors say that R. Kelly believed that Aaliyah may have been pregnant and basically stopped in the middle of a tour to come to be with her and get this marriage license, hoping that that would sort of quell any rumors or would look as bad if she was in fact pregnant. But there are a number of Jane Does that are listed. Someone who said that she was a former intern at a radio station and then ended up locked in a hotel room, that she had, some Chinese food and some coke and somehow passed out and then woke up to seeing R. Kelly in the room and believing that he had had sex with her and she was passed out. Again, you're hearing from Geronda Pace, who's still going to testify later today. There are a number of people that we expect to hear from, at least six, possibly more than that are part of this federal indictment.
Well, Jerika, these stories are shocking. We look forward to your reporting on the testimony later today. Hopefully.
Not only these allegations are shocking, it's sad. You all sad. All these years we've been listening to this man. Back in the early 2000s when I was bumping his remix to Ignition, Body's Calling, Down Low, I'm a Flirt, Woman's Fed Up, what other songs R. Kelly had? Backyard Party, uh, the Buffet album, Home Alone, I Can Believe I Can Fly. That Be I Can Fly. That was the number one hit. You name it, you all. Fiesta, remix Fiesta. You know what I'm saying? And when he went on tour, when him and Jay-Z collaborated back then, when they had went on tour and everything, Jay-Z came out in the woodwork and said that, you know what I'm saying, he had a problem with him, going on tour. You know what I'm saying? His ego is so big, you know what I'm saying, he was getting a little jealous. Every time, like, you go to New York, Jay-Z go out, get some love, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying, when he couldn't, his ego couldn't handle that Jay-Z was, you know what I'm saying, getting the most love out there and stuff like that. So R. Kelly would come cancel shows, and I did hear that Jay-Z sued R. Kelly, something like that. Too much I think so. But too much didn't talk about that. But I did hear about it. His ego couldn't handle that. He would cancel shows. He would do all type of stuff. He made the songs with Lala. He wrote songs for people. He got a lot of talent, but the man is sick in here. Sick in here. You can hate me, love me if you want, but he's sick in here. Me, I'm 32. There's no way in the world I want to be with a 15-year-old boy. Nothing can do for me. Can't get a job, can't do shit. I'm not a pedophile. Not a sex offender. Zero. I love people that's 25 and over. That's it. Nobody gonna come at me like that. Clean skate. But this is sick. And you can hate me, whatever, all of this on the comments. Don't come too hard for me. Be easy, be nice in the comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe me at that button. This is Sierra. This is what Sierra talk about. Come, you at my channel. You at my channel. So, nobody. There's a lot of people out here that need to go to jail for this type of stuff. Molesting. This is sick. Sick heads out here. It's sick heads out here. It's a fly in here. A fly in here. Sick heads in this world. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good Friday. Happy Friday to y'all. But that's the new updated information since R. Kelly trial has started. I thought they was going to postpone it and, you know what I'm saying, this trial. But they doing this trial, and they, you know what I'm saying, they coming out the woodwork about a lot of stuff. What got me that I read up on, he had herpes since '94, and he was knowing and getting treatment, going to the doctors, getting treated for the herpes and stuff like that. Because you know you have a STD, you know you can stop it from spreading from other people. But this man knew he had it and spreading other people. You can go to jail for that. R. Kelly has been abused when he was coming up. Something really has happened to him. Now I come out in the woodwork that he's sexually abusing boys. It's just getting too much, and it's just like they bringing this man down. That's how much a creep our people are. But y'all go ahead, have a good blessed Friday. Holla, peace.